Folks, we have to talk, and we have got to talk about these drones. I'm asking people to just listen to this video all the way through its entirety for several reasons. The first thing I want to point out, someone asked me, are these drones armed? Well, I found a video from 12 years ago from a Russian guy showing something called the Charlene drone. The reason I found it was one of you amazing subscribers pointed out to me. Watch this.
Hey. This, my friends, is a prototype quad rotor. Now, it may look like something you've seen before, but believe me, the technology in this baby isn't going to be out there for at least another decade. It doesn't even have a technical name yet, so for now, we're just going to call it Charlene. Now, let me show you a few of the features here so you'll understand why I say this is truly a weapon of the future. In the next 10, maybe 15 years, shit is going to get very real. We're talking about some pretty sophisticated warfare, and the soldiers are going to need technology like this to get above the combat, around their enemies, and get into tight spaces. This is why Charlene is unlike anything I've ever seen, and I've seen some crazy shit. Now, most of the quad rotors that you've seen on YouTube are doing some pretty sophisticated maneuvers, and none of those toys is equipped with a submachine gun and a 100-round magazine. Also, Charlene is capable of flying up to 30 miles per hour at altitudes of a quarter-mile high. Oh, and it only takes one professional Russian and this fancy tablet to kill you.
Investigating multiple reports of unidentified drones flying over New Jersey, some as large as a small car. And today, a large drone seen here, also described as the size of a small vehicle, flying over a California event where Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin was in attendance.
More drones in the sky, Rockaway, New Jersey.
The New Jersey drones, initially spotted in the northern part of the state, now being reported further south. Sightings also now being reported in New York City. Staten Island Borough President Vito Fossella calling on the FAA and FBI to expand their investigation.
People have seen a number of 15-foot or so wingspan drones hovering around. In this day and age, I just don't think that that's something you take lightly. If it is, nothing to be concerned about. Someone should come forward.
We're hearing that these drones are now spraying people in New Jersey, folks. I found this article from 2017 from MIT saying, hey, look, large drones could actually, in winter, go up and spray aerosols like fine dust into the atmosphere to stop global warming. We can save the planet. What could go wrong? Let's do it. I'm just saying, this is not my science. This is theirs. So when you see your government officials sitting together discussing who's doing this, do they even have the right to shoot these drones down as they are flying over airfields? Personal property. The space above your home is still yours, folks. At least in America, it's supposed to be. They're going over military bases and nobody will shoot them down because everybody's afraid it's an undercover alphabet group's drones. They don't want to piss anybody off. Let me tell you guys something. We're in trouble. These drones can be used to spray aerosols, which means they can be used to spray viral aerosols. I mean, come on. If 1 + 1 = 2, it just does. Doesn't take a rocket scientist. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure out that these drones could be armed, that these drones could be messing with frequencies. And then the way the laws are written, nobody has a right to shoot the stupid things down. So my question to you guys is this. What's really going on? Because I got a phone call after my first video this morning from a concerned citizen in Arkansas, and that is all I can say. About 4 months ago, a drone the size of their home, folks, I'm talking a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house, at least 2,400 square feet, came down, it was nighttime, hovered over their home, the size of their home. They said that it sounded the difference in the engine, so I knew it wasn't an aircraft, because they said if you think of like a trolling motor versus a large motor on a boat, that was the difference in sound coming from the drone. It hovered over their home, maybe 10 feet above the roof of their house. It stayed there when they all ran outside to see because they could feel it. They could feel the vibrations from it. When they ran out to see, this thing emitted a smoke screen and disappeared. I mean, are we living in science fiction? Is this real life? And I trust this person. I trust this person with my life. That's all I'm going to say, because I can't give any more information than that, because I don't want them to get in trouble. I'm just saying, you guys, come on. You saw the first video. That was a Russian saying this technology is like 10 years out. But once it comes out, we're all in trouble. These drones can be armed with everything that you can imagine, and they can't be shot down by the admission of our own government. If you don't believe me, watch this next clip. This is going on right now. This is our government discussing this right now. Nobody is claiming these things. So here's my suggestion to you. If you see one, take that sucker out.
We just don't, I mean, this could be a much worse conversation we could be having right now, because these things have been flying all over New York, New Jersey, over military installations. I don't know, I don't know what's going on there, but these agencies need to figure it out and try to get to the bottom of what's going on. I think it's very concerning. Is there a possibility, if hopefully it is not a threat, is it a possibility it would fall under this System Assessment and Validation of Emergency Responders program, the SAVER program? This is a program under Department of Homeland Security, Science and Technology, where they are testing various technology for search and rescue, disaster response, and it could be part of a law enforcement assessment. You think that's a possibility? Because my Army base doesn't know about it, my NYPD doesn't know about it, so I guess my question is, why wouldn't the local authorities know if this was part of a testing of security technologies for first responders?
So I don't know that to be the case,
Okay.
and I couldn't really comment on that.
Okay, well, just again, I would love to speak to you offline at some point and maybe share some information with you, but I would really just urge if you could speak to your colleagues and counterparts in these other departments, and because we need to get to the bottom of what's going on here. And if it is something that is not nefarious and is one of part of these public safety applications that are being tested, they need to coordinate with the local authorities. So my guys in New York, NYPD, they know that it's not a threat.
I would agree.
All right, thank you.
Gentlelady yields. This will be the last questioning from for the first panel. Chair now recognizes the gentleman from New Jersey, Mr. Smith.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Chairman, Chairman, both of you, for allowing me to sit in on this hearing. I've been in Congress 44 years, and I have lost track of the number of times when we seemingly did not adequately assess a threat. I had one of my service members from the Marines in the barracks in Lebanon when that terrible, horrible deed was committed by Iran. Actually, after we got hit in Dar es Salaam and in Nairobi in 1998 by Al-Qaeda, I chaired all the hearings. We had the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff come and testify as Admiral Crow. And they kept saying, everyone, no one thought that Al-Qaeda would hit there. Maybe in the Middle East, but not there. I wrote a bill called the Embassy Security Act. It was signed into law. I added it to an appropriations bill, big, thick bill, but it was all about setbacks and Mylar on the windows, a lot of good things. And it did mitigate, I think, some of the concerns there. But we always seem to miss something, and I'm very concerned that we're missing something here. I've raised the issue, as has my colleagues, Maliotakis and others in New Jersey and New York, about these drone sightings. So last night, I was on the beach in Island State Park in Ocean County with the sheriff. He has been working it every single night. He's got his own tethered drones chronicling. One of his officers 2 nights ago saw 50 drones come in off the ocean right there. So we thought maybe they'll replicate it. They didn't, but we thought it was a possibility. Last night, we had a number of other people there, including a commanding officer from the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water, followed right behind them. And I said, what's the rules of engagement? I mean, you do it if you're fighting against a narco trafficker or something, and they said, we don't know, we don't have any. So I did reach out to the commanding officer at the Joint Base, which is also in my district, and talked to him, had a very good conversation, Colonel Anthony Smith, Joint Base Fort Dix McGuire, the 87th Air Wing, Air Base Wing today. And I said, I know you have the capability, you've put out press releases, to identify and bring down drones. Why can't you deploy them, at least to the ocean? Bring one of these down, find out who's doing it. They have the capability. They said, we don't have the authority, only within the parameters of our base. Well, there's a national interest here. Our jets fly over the ocean all the time for trading, so that perimeter is larger. So I did write Secretary Lloyd Austin asking that capability that may be sitting in a closet somewhere, I know they use it all the time, but bring it out, and I'm not saying you got to share it with the sheriffs. It'd be nice. Just do it yourself.
There you have it, folks. Nobody knows anything. Nobody will take responsibility. Nobody will shoot them out of the sky. So, hey, we the people. I don't know about you. I wouldn't fly a drone over my house. Just saying.